Today we are making 10 projects with this little smart cutting machine right here. This is the Likcut Glee. It is small, compact, easy to use, and really budget friendly. Hey, I'm Sarah. You're watching Creative Ramblings. Today we're talking about this little machine right here. This is the Likcut Glee. And recently I did a full breakdown and review of this machine, what it can do, a full software walkthrough. And we did about 3 projects in that video. I really like this machine. I love how compact and lightweight it is, yet it has a ton of capabilities. So in today's video, we are going to make 10 different projects using all of its capabilities. The takeaway I want you to have is that this is really easy to use and it can fill a need in your crafting experience so that you can make a lot of different projects. I think the best part about this machine is that not only is it really, really capable, but it is budget friendly. You can get this for under $100. So let's dive into 10 projects you can make with the Likcut Glee. First thing we need to do is plug our machine in. It's going to turn on automatically. There's no buttons on top. And then this is going to connect via Bluetooth to the computer. There is also an app you can use. Down here, I've got my weeding tool, which we're going to use for this project. So for the first project, let's decorate a mug. This is just a ceramic Dollar Tree mug that I happen to have, and we're going to put some vinyl decals on it that are completely washable and hold up really well. This is the vinyl that you can get from Likcut, but you can use any craft vinyl you find at the craft store. It's helpful to use the stuff that comes with it, but don't feel limited to just using their products. There's a couple different mat options with this machine. This is the standard one. This one's a little bit longer. We're going to use this one because the circumference of our mug is about 8 inches, so we're going to go just a little bit bigger.
In the software here, I have created a rectangle that is about the size of the surface of the mug that I want to put my decorations on. Then I found a rainbow. If you go over here on the left to image, you can search for anything you want. I searched for rainbow. I have a ton of options. Some of these are paid options. So you can go to this little filter button here and click free, and you're still going to get a lot of options here. So I chose a rainbow. I just want to shrink it down a little bit, and then I can duplicate it. And I'm going to fill in this rectangle. With all of that filled in, then I can click on the rectangle on the back and just delete that part. I'm going to highlight all of these together, and then I am going to group them together just so when I move them around, they don't move. And then with that selected, I can come up to the top here and click that paper clip, which is going to attach everything together. Now let's go ahead and make it.
With everything done, we're going to leave this on the cutting mat and use a little weeding tool to pull out anything that I don't want on the mug. So that process is called weeding. It's really simple. We're just going to pull everything off.
Then I cut a piece of transfer tape. This is a sticky film that's going to help us take the vinyl off its backing and transfer it over to the mug. Transfer tape is your friend. You don't want to be peeling these off just using your hands like stickers because then you'll lose the positioning. So put the transfer tape on, scrape it down really well, then pull the vinyl backing off. And then we can take this piece of transfer tape with the rainbows on it and press it onto the mug, scraping it down really well so those rainbows stick.
With everything pushed down really well, now it's time to just pull back this transfer tape. The transfer tape comes off and the rainbows stick. You can go over it one more time if you need to with this, but this is going to hold up to washing. Don't put it in the dishwasher, hand wash it, but we've got a cute little personalized mug we just made. For the next project, let's take one of these retro hotel keychains, a little bit of white vinyl, and add some customization to this. I can use this same mat that I have right here, put the vinyl on, and then I'm using the same process in the software. I just found a little baseball, typed the word mom, and we're gonna get that cut out. This time I'm going to take it off the mat first. And since I only cut out a little corner, I'm just going to cut out the decal first so I can save this scrap and use it later. Then we're going to weed out the excess that we don't need. Got my little design there, and then we're going to take some transfer tape. Peel that backing off, make sure it's all sticking, and then we can put it right on the keychain. The transfer tape really helps hold everything in place. Peel that transfer tape off. And we've got a cute personalized keychain. Next up, let's personalize this plain silicone phone case.
I found these stars that I'm going to put on the phone case, so I've sized them appropriately. Let's highlight everything and click attach. That's a really important function because it keeps everything in the same place. Then we can hit make. So this looks about right. Everything is placed appropriately. We're going to come into vinyl here, and I just want to show you something that you can do. You can determine how you want this to cut. So the vinyl that I'm using is not Likcut vinyl. It is from a different company. It's a little bit thicker. So I'm actually going to do 2 passes on this one. I'm going to keep the default pressure +5, just so I know that it's going to cut really well. And now we can go ahead and cut it out.
Now we weed everything out. The more projects you make, the easier this weeding process gets. Make sure all of our stars, some of these stars are really little. We want to make sure they all stay on the backing. Beautiful. Got a small piece of transfer tape. There's our stars. And now we can place it onto the phone case. We pull that transfer tape off and we've got a basic phone case that is dressed up with some pretty gold stars. For this project, we are using heat transfer vinyl. I use a lot of heat transfer vinyl and I save all of my scraps. These are my scraps kind of sorted by color here. And so we're gonna grab a light pink and a black.
I grabbed this nice little bow border from the image section over here, and then I just typed a name. I've got them grouped together and I actually don't want to attach them here. Let's go up to make. And we are going to do this on the short mat. And we're going to have 2 mats. So the first one is our black vinyl, and the second one down here is the pink bow. So for the first one, we are cutting it on a mat, and we want to check this button down here that says mirror. This is heat transfer vinyl, so it's always cut from the back. On the second one here, I'm going to do the same thing. Then we can hit next. Then we can go up here to all and then pick our material, and I am just going to use the regular heat transfer vinyl here. And then we can cut.
The vinyl is laid on the mat, the heat transfer vinyl, with the shiny side down and the matte side up. The black is cut. So before I weed it, I'm gonna take it off and then put the pink on. Again, shiny side down. And while that one is cutting, we can go ahead and weed this one. Just gonna cut off that excess vinyl that I didn't use, and I can put this back in my scrap bin. Then we can get this one weeded as well. We have our 2 pieces of heat transfer vinyl here, and we're gonna put them onto the canvas bag. Heat transfer vinyl is held on with heat. So I would recommend, if you wanna do some work with HTV, invest in a little heat press like this. You can set the temperature. It's got a nice, even, smooth heating plate for it. You can use an iron when you're first getting started, but these are really budget friendly. This is one of my favorites, and I'll link it down in the description. So we're just gonna place our first layer on, which is the pink layer, and then take our heat press and just press it really well until it sticks. It only takes about 15 seconds. Once it's cool, we peel off the backing, and then we put the name in. Some of the pink heat transfer vinyl is exposed, so I want to cover this with a piece of Teflon before using heat on it again.
Next up, we're going to make a little card. So I have a rectangle that I drew here that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We're going to cut that out of paper. And then I found this little decal here that says Best Mom Ever. We're going to cut this out of vinyl. So I've sized it appropriately so it fits right on the front there. And let's make it. So we've got Best Mom Ever on our first mat, and the white cardstock on the next mat.
Then we're going to put on a piece of cardstock and cut that out. When you're pulling cardstock off a mat, flip it upside down and peel the mat away. It helps your paper not curl. Then we can weed out this piece. Now I can put a little piece of transfer tape on here and move the whole thing over to the cardstock. You can use transfer tape on cardstock. It won't rip it. Just go slow. It does work really well. And now I can take this and turn it into a really detailed and beautiful greeting card for Mother's Day. Next up, let's make a t-shirt. This machine is a little small to do a full graphic on the t-shirt, but we can definitely add something up to the top corner, like on a pocket. So we're gonna add a little image right here. This is a t-shirt ruler. It's clear, so it's a little hard to see, but it has a cutout here that's going to go along the neck. And it's going to show me kind of where the center of things are, and it's gonna help me line up exactly where I want that pocket design. So I'm gonna take a little measurement here, and I wanna make this about 4 by 4 inches square. I've got another scrap of heat transfer vinyl. I'm gonna flip it over on the mat, cut it backwards, or mirror it, so we cut from the back, and then we'll get this on the shirt.
When you're done cutting a project, this is the screen you get, and I really like this for weeding because it shows me exactly what it's supposed to look like, so I know what to weed out, and then it tells me that I need to weed it out and then transfer it over. We're going to use heat to transfer it, but this is just a really nice image to see.
Let's get this weeded out. Isn't this a cute little graphic? So this is not from Likcut. I brought this in from Creative Fabrica, and you can bring in your own designs, ones that you purchase or ones that you make on your own. This would look really cute if on the large on a back of a shirt or just the corner like we're gonna do. So I'm gonna use a pressing mat for this to protect my surface. Then I'm going to lay the t-shirt down. We're gonna have this be on the right-hand side, and typically you're gonna start from the top of the collar here and then the armpit here, and you're gonna come to a square, and that's where it's gonna go. You can also use the t-shirt ruler to get that same look. So we're gonna put this right about here. Gonna bring in that Teflon just to protect my shirt. And then I've got my little heat press hooked up again. And we're gonna go ahead and press. Nice firm pressure, 15 to 20 seconds, moving back and forth, and then wait till it cools before you pull it off.
Next up, let's make a bookmark. So I've got a rectangle drawn here, and then I found this little pattern when I searched for hearts, and this is going to lay right over the top here. So I've got them sized appropriately. Let's go to make. And we're going to actually cut these on the same sheet, but we're going to cut them out of different pieces of paper. So I'm just going to make note of where they are on the mat, and then I'm going to choose cardstock.
I found a couple pieces of paper I want to use. So I really like this kind of wood grain on the back here. And then we're going to lay the black over the top of it. And on the mat, the wood grain is going to go over on this side. And then the black will go on this side. When taking paper off the mat, flip it over so it doesn't curl. I've got my two pieces here, and then I just need to glue them together. And we've got a cute little bookmark. Another little tip for working with paper, when you have a lot of little pieces left like this, grab your scraper tool and just scrape them right off so that you have a nice clean mat for your next project. For our next project, we're going to work with a piece of sticker paper and the pen that comes with this machine. So I'm going to cut down a piece of sticker paper to fit on our mat. And then we can go over to the software.
So here I've chosen a shape, and then I typed out the word to and from. When I click on the shape, up on the top here, it says basic operation, which means it's going to cut. When I click on the text, I have changed that to pen. So it is going to draw those words. Now I'm going to bring the words over to the tag, select everything, and attach. Now we can make that. It's already on the mat. And the words are on the mat right here on top of that tag. So it's going to tell us the order that we're doing things. So here we are going to use cardstock, and it's telling me that I want to take the blade out and put the pen in first.
This is super easy to switch out. You open it up, take the blade out, pop the pen in. It's that simple.
When it's done writing, it prompts me to take that pen out and put the blade back in.
Now, when I'm ready to use this, I can peel this off. It's going to be sticky on the back, and I can use this as a gift tag.
For this next project, I have typed out the words "Hello Spring," and I brought in this cute butterfly. And if I select everything, I have it all set to pen. So we're going to draw ourselves a little coloring page here. I've already attached it. We can go over to Make.
And there we have just a really cute little coloring page. You could personalize these. If you had a kid's birthday party, you could maybe write their name and draw something fun on here. But this went really quick, and someone's going to enjoy coloring on this.
For this last project, let's combine a bunch of different functions. So I drew a rounded rectangle here and added a little circle, and these two are attached together. Then we typed out your one in a melon, and this is going to be drawn with our pen. So let's move that over. Now, if I want the drawing to happen on the tag, I need to select all of that and attach it. And then I've got this little watermelon here. We're going to cut this out of green and red vinyl, and we'll make sure it fits. It's going to be cut separately, but we do want to make sure that it fits. And now we're ready to make. So first we're going to cut the green vinyl on a mat, then we're going to cut the red vinyl on a mat, and finally we're going to cut and draw on here. So let's get started with that vinyl.
Got all of our pieces here. Now we just need to assemble it. The tiniest little watermelon pieces. in this watermelon are tiny little holes for seeds. So we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna pull off the outside of the watermelon very carefully, leaving all the little seeds stuck to the backing. And then I'm gonna take this little red piece and put it on the backing of the green vinyl so it's all in one. So there's my watermelon. And now we can cut a little piece of transfer tape and put the whole thing onto the gift tag. All right, we made 10 projects using the Likcut Glee, this compact, easy to use, smart cutting machine. It is really easy to use. I hope that's what you took away from this. And there are a lot of possibilities in such a small, compact machine. Now, we didn't go too much into software in this video. I do have another in-depth tutorial on the software if you want to learn more and really get a good understanding for how it works. A machine like this is a great addition to your craft room. It is right around $100 and you can make so many things with it. I've got a link to it down in the description and I will be sure to update that with the most current discount code for you to use. If you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I am here every week with new videos that help you move forward in your creative journey. You can also take a look at the Creative Insiders membership. Just hit that join button right below this video. It's going to tell you all about the program. It's a way to support this channel and what I do, and there's some special perks in it for you. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.